Story 1. Annalisa, 29, my girlfriend of 3 years, and I were having a quiet evening at home. My younger brother, who's 20, lives with us temporarily while he's in college. We've always been close, and I've tried to be the guiding figure in his life, especially after our parents passed away. That evening, he was getting ready for a date and wanted some advice on his outfit. Not being the most fashion-forward guy myself, I suggested he ask Annalisa. She's always had a keen eye for style, and I thought nothing of it when she offered to help him pick something out in his room. I continued watching TV, lost in my thoughts, waiting for them to return. After what felt like an eternity, but was probably just 30 minutes, I realized they hadn't come back. A nagging feeling in the pit of my stomach urged me to check on them. Without even thinking, I walked to my brother's room and opened the door without knocking. What I saw, I can't even put it into words. It's an image that's seared into my mind. One that I wish I could erase, but know I'll never forget. I stood there, frozen, trying to process the scene before me. Annalisa was on the bed, fully clothed, but my brother, he was in his boxers, his discarded clothes scattered around the room. The atmosphere was thick with tension, and for a few agonizing seconds, no one spoke. Finally, I managed to find my voice. What the hell is going on here? My brother, looking as shocked as I felt, quickly blurted out, "There was a spider, man, on my jacket." We both freaked out, and in the chaos, this happened. Annalisa, her face flushed, quickly nodded in agreement. Yes, it was huge. I was just trying to help him get it off, and we both kind of lost our heads. I glanced around the room, trying to spot the alleged spider, but saw nothing. My mind raced, trying to piece together their explanation with the scene I'd walked into. It was plausible, I guess. My brother had always had an irrational fear of spiders, and I'd seen him overreact before. But this was something else. Taking a deep breath, I said, "Okay, let's all just calm down. Put your clothes on," I directed at my brother, "and let's talk this out in the living room." As we sat down, the weight of the situation pressed on me. Was it really just an innocent, albeit bizarre, accident? Or was there more to the story? I needed advice, an outside perspective. Given the circumstances, what would you make of this situation? Am I being naive in considering their explanation? Or is it possible that it was just a freak accident? Any advice or insights would be greatly appreciated. Last update. It's been a few weeks since that bizarre incident, and I wanted to give everyone an update. Since that day, nothing out of the ordinary has happened. Annalisa and my brother have been acting normal, and there haven't been any more spider incidents or anything remotely suspicious. After a lot of introspection and weighing the advice I received here, I decided to move past that strange day and focus on the future. On the job front, I've landed a new position which, while it pays well, has me out of the house from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. It's a grind, but I'm adapting. The long hours, however, have made me more determined to ensure everyone in the house contributes. I've been pressuring my brother to find a job and start taking on more responsibilities. I believe it's time he learns the value of hard work and independence. Fortunately, a friend of mine rents out rooms, and he has a place available just a few blocks from our home. It's the perfect setup for my brother to start his journey towards self-sufficiency. Annalisa has been supportive throughout, and we're working on strengthening our relationship. Here's to moving forward and focusing on what truly matters. What a story, right? What's your gut feeling about Annalisa and the brother? Was it truly just an innocent reaction to a spider, or is there something more going on? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Now we have the final update of an old story. If you missed it, don't worry because I'll start from the beginning. Story 2. Found out my GF of 5 years has been sleeping with my friend from high school, but I feel nothing. Am I broken? I, 34M, had been dating my GF, 31F, Ashley, for 5 years. We met back in 2018. I remember the day vividly. I was coming home from work as a traffic controller when I came up behind a car that was sitting at a green light. I of course was tired and irritated from work, so I honked my horn and yelled for the driver to move. The driver waved their hands out her window. I got out of my truck to see what was going on. The driver, Ashley, was in tears saying that her car ran out of gas and didn't know where the nearest gas station was located. Since I lived nearby, I knew the nearest gas station was nearly 2 miles away. I offered to help her, and she happily accepted. I pushed her car off to the side of the road to prevent any accidents. Since she didn't have a fuel canister, I drove her to the nearest gas station and filled the gas canister I had stored in my work truck. after putting gas in her car and helping her get to the gas station to finish fueling up her car. We exchanged phone numbers. After that day, Ashley and I started calling and texting each other. We connected and got along so well, which led us to eventually dating. My parents loved her, and her parents loved me. We loved the same anime music, and even the same taste in cars. We rented a small apartment together and lived together ever since. Every Saturday night, we would change into our favorite PJs and watch some Bleach, My Hero Academia, Demon Slayer, or One Piece. That was our anime night. I loved her so much that I was planning on proposing to her. Last year, my friend from high school, Tony, moved back to town after he divorced his wife. The first night he came back, we decided to crack open a few beers, reconnect after not seeing each other for 15 years. I told him to stay the night, since he was too drunk to drive. A week after that night, Ashley seemed different and not like her usual self. Instead of having anime night, she would rather go out with her friends and have a girls' night or go help her parents or something along those lines. S*X became less passionate and seemed more like a chore for her. She even stopped saying I love you before I left for work in the morning. Tony even stopped talking to me, even though we were good friends. It seemed strange, but I didn't think too much of it. That is until last week. The job site had to be shut down early for the day due to heavy rain. When I got home, I saw Tony's car parked out front. I thought Tony was waiting for me to get home, so we could hang out. I walk inside to find Tony on the couch, while Ashley was naked and riding him. At that moment, it was like my brain had shut off all emotions inside my head. I felt no anger, no sadness, no hatred, no heartbreak, nothing. I was numb. I stood there for about 10 seconds before they noticed me. Ashley freaked out, while Tony grabbed his shirt and ran off. Ashley kept crying and saying that it was not what it seemed, that it was a mistake, and that she's sorry. I simply packed my stuff and left the apartment. The only thing I said to Ashley was an emotionless goodbye before leaving. I called my dad and told him what happened. I also asked if I could stay with him for a bit and he let me move into his house. I'll keep you updated on anything in the future. As of now, it has been 5 days since that event and I still feel nothing. No emotions, just numb. Am I broken? Update. Here is an update on the situation. I've finally started to smile and laugh again. I've contacted my landlord and explained the situation. He told me not to worry, and that I will be getting 100% of my deposit and her deposit. Any damages to the apartment will be taken out of her portion of the deposit. I contacted Ashley's parents and told them the situation. They were shocked and disgusted that their daughter could commit such a disgraceful act. They wanted me to forgive them for what their daughter did. I told that they don't need forgiveness, since they didn't break my heart. I blocked Ashley and Tony on my phone and all of my media accounts. My mom was sad upon hearing the events of what happened. My father was furious, because he liked Tony a lot. I don't think I can repeat what he said, due to the graphic nature of his words. I'm slowly getting my life back on track. I'm focusing more on my family and my job. My mother asked me if I would ever join the dating scene again. I didn't want to yell at her for asking such a question, so I simply told her that I'll think about it in a few months. Final update. I feel I should give you all one last update on the situation. So here it goes. I'm doing well with myself, although I did have an ugly cry session about 2 weeks ago. I think it was because the realization finally hit me that my ex-girlfriend broke my heart and my ex-best friend stabbed me in my back. But I am over that and have moved on. Last week, I ran into Ashley's parents at the store. They again apologized profusely about what their daughter had done. I accepted their apology and again told them that it wasn't them who broke my heart. Her mother told me that they haven't heard much from Ashley. The last time they saw her, Ashley had moved out of state with Tony, which is good for me, because the farther those two are away from me, the less likely I will ever see or deal with them ever again. My work performance has improved to where I got promoted to crew lead. I'm still living with my father because his Social Security income checks have been decreasing over time. So I decided to live with him to help pay for some of the bills and necessities. I have been thinking about rejoining the dating scene again, because to be honest, I do have my father to keep me company, but I do miss the love and companionship that only a lover could give to fill that empty void in my life. What a story! How would you react if you were in his shoes? And how would you cope with such a betrayal from two of the most important people in your life? Let's discuss below in the comments. That's the end of our episode for today. If you enjoyed these stories and want more, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe and activate the notification bell. Stay curious and we'll see you in the next video.